today's video, I want to talk about something that may seem super simple on the surface of it, but it is just one of those things that might be causing you, just might be causing you to leave a lot of money on the table. And that is just presenting yourself on camera. Or maybe you're just super afraid of presenting yourself on the camera. Like as soon as you turn on the camera, maybe it's the iPhone, maybe it's an actual camera, and then you just freeze up. Like you can't necessarily do anything. And that is one of the biggest barriers where it prevents you to, do any content online. It prevents you to do any ads. It prevents you to do any interviews. So you have to make sure that, you know, you have some sort of media presence online because in 2025, going into 2026, depending on when you watch this video, it's a very crucial thing to have and it's a very crucial skill to have. And even us as an agency, we've helped so many business owners, just overcome that fear. And somebody will come to us, they know the importance of content, they know how profitable this venture could be for them. They've seen competitors pretty much ramping on social media, but they can't even necessarily record because, there are certain things that are blocking them, which is completely fine. So I want to share with you certain things that we perhaps do, within the business and also within our current clients that, might just help you overcome that as soon as tomorrow. Now, of course, I say as soon as tomorrow, as in kind of like a stepping stone, but it's one of those things which it is going to require consistency. And if you just do this one time and give up, then just like anything in life, nothing's going to happen. So, the first step you want to do, and this is something that everybody does, and especially if you don't have any content online, this is the number one thing everybody does, is like be super self critical. I look funny, I sound funny, I have a pimple on my face. This is something I used to do as well. And this is just not me saying like, yeah, I just, all of a sudden I woke up and all of a sudden I'm like, creating good content and I'm amazing in front of camera. I don't even think, I still think I have a lot of room of improvement on presenting myself in front of a camera. But what helped me basically was just removing some of this stuff. Like I stopped caring about how I necessarily looked. Now, of course, I wanted to make sure, like I'm wearing clean clothes and my hair is done and everything. But in terms of, just being super self-critical, I stopped doing that. And another thing I stopped doing was, like some people have this thing about like, hey, Ariba, I sound funny. That's something I stopped doing as well. And this was, of course, 3 to 4 years at this point. So a while ago now. But that's one of those stepping stones that just helped me create more content because I just stopped caring about that aspect. And I figured that other people don't necessarily care about that stuff too. They only want the value that you're providing into the video. And the people who do make comments like that, I'm pretty sure they have nothing going on for them either. Like, hey, yeah, look at that person. He has that pimple on his face. Like, as long as you're creating good content, as long as the messaging is there, as long as the content is either like has some entertainment piece in it or some informative piece in it, that's the only thing that matters. And people see that too. So whenever you watch a video and then like ask yourself, do you stay for that video because you really like that person's it and you want to make fun of it? Or are you there for the actual value this person is providing? So people stay for the value. And the faster you realize that people don't necessarily care how you look, you will quickly realize that, it's just a mindset thing of you just holding yourself back from creating all of this content. So that's kind of like the number one stepping stool that you need to overcome as fast as possible. Now, how fast you overcome things, that's up to you. It might take you a month, it might take you a couple of weeks. But I say this just to kind of like accelerate that process. Perhaps if you just kind of like switch something on your brain and you're like, you know what, Arif, I'm going to record something, don't care how I look, just go for it. Now, a couple of things you could do, perhaps on the production side of things, is just have cool lighting. Now, you don't necessarily have to have like a $20,000 equipment studio. All you need to do is have your iPhone, sit near some sunlight, and that's pretty much it. The only piece of equipment you might need, and what I recommend to everybody, is just have like a nice mic because we want to make sure that your message, your tonality, everything is being sounded properly. Because a bad video, and I would say this with a caveat, is instead of you worrying about how you actually like sound, as in you don't necessarily like your voice, sound as in people not being able to hear what you say are two different things. So we need to make sure people what you say is loud and clear. So a mic in those cases might be fine, but iPhones are pretty much good at that too. So as long as you have your arm, a sunlight, and a good phone, you should be pretty much rock solid to create content. And start from there. Like you have to start somewhere, because I can't tell you the situations I've come across where people spend $5,000 to $6,000 a piece of equipment with a teleprompter, with a mic, with a monitor, with a camera, and it just sits in dust. Like it doesn't do anything. And they forget to realize that that wasn't the problem. The equipment wasn't the problem. The problem was they didn't have like content creation as a habit skill set. It's not something they were used to doing. So it's not any different than, of course, you holding a professional camera versus you holding an actual iPhone. Like there's no difference. The skill that needs to be acquired in order for the expensive equipment to make sense is the habit of creating content in the first place. Because if that doesn't exist, like no piece of equipment was gonna help you. Now, of course, us using this as a service and helping people and business owners to overcome this is by us placing a live director with them on a week by week basis. I do some of those, and I have amazing live directors who help business pretty much on a daily basis help overcome this as fast as possible. Because most of the new business owners that come work with us who want to create content, they're all shy in some way, shape, or form. And the lab directors just make sure that we're polishing a lot of things. They give them, of course, feedback, and we want to make sure the whole process is fun as much as we can, because content creation doesn't need to be kind of like a pain in the butt. It has to have some sort of fun components. So, just certain feedback like, hey, have your energy up when you say the hook, have your back straight, you did this part fantastic, some self feedback, and all of these type of things we realize it just helps the business owner gets kind of like way faster, gets better way faster in front of a camera. See, I'm still not perfect. I still struggle. There's still some things that, of course, you have to overcome whenever it comes to speaking in front of a camera. And we've seen this, the result we've seen just by implementing some of these techniques is you might take 30 minutes just to record one video. But if you keep doing this, literally within 5 weeks, you could be recording 8 videos within 10 minutes or within 12 minutes, 15 minutes, as long as you have, of course, the other stuff prepared. And that's something I want for you as well. Like I want to make sure that you overcome all of this and just become like have the habit of creating content, and then forget about all the rest of the stuff. Like what will people think about me? Oh, I got this comment section. These things are natural. Like this is the game you play when it comes to social media. But you have to look at the upsides. Because if you don't look at the upsides and you're still looking at, the things that are preventing you to stop creating, other people will. And other people will, let's say if it's your competitor, like your competitor will, like they don't necessarily care. Oh yeah, I mean Julia or Rodrigo doesn't want to create content, or David doesn't want to create content. That's like I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait for him. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna create content anyways. So it's very, very important that you understand this concept and just start creating. And if you do need our help to, just help you with this process and also the other elements as well, because we have a done for you offer where we take care of the scripting, the recording, the editing, and the publishing. Recording is something that we do live. We help you set up an actual studio. Using your iPhone or a professional camera, we send equipment recommendations. And then from there, it's a pretty, it's a done for you model. All you have to do is show up for 45 minutes a week, and then we take care of the rest. But that being said, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and also like the video because it just, helps reach more people. And yeah, I'll see you next week.